with the number of children we have these days. Have the number you can take care of.
For.
You see somebody earning less than 100,000, he has 5 kids. How do you want to do it? It's not possible. So at the end of the day, it's a problem with the state. That's why they are talking about, what do they even call it? Contraceptive and whatever, family something. But
planning.
it's because there's a problem. People are having more than they can take care of. And then my friend will always say it and will laugh over it, but it's the truth. You know, when you don't have recreational activities, what other recreational activities do they have than to be procreating?
Exactly.
Yes, because people are, there's nothing to be done. You know, who has places to unwind these days? Real estate has taken over all the parks and everything. So
that's true.
So that's true.
my friend used to say that, and I don't know.
That's true.
But it's the reality. Who has time for that?
Except maybe you have like a gym membership, and that is for the elites.
High class
really, let's not forget that the majority of Nigerians are poor now. So, Mr. Alex.
You know, my take here is that population. Yeah, you said maybe it's scary. Perhaps it's scary if you are looking at it from a particular perspective. But you can also look at it from the other side. It has its own advantages. I mean, population. You know, there's human resources. You know, number. Of course, why are we called giant of Africa? It's not because we are the most intelligent, or it's because of the population.
Of the size.
You know, so I think at times I sit back in my quiet moment to wonder where because we also have high rate of infertility in Nigeria. Even in the middle of this, we have so many families that are looking for children, that are doing everything. IVF, I mean, it's living with us. We are living with it. So at times I wonder, perhaps that's where leadership comes in, the government. We must begin to have data, you know, demographics of where is this population exploding more. So that we begin to know, because I know a whole lot of families that are, for years now, have been in search of children. So perhaps there is imbalance, you understand. For me, it's not so much of the population, it's the quality of life that you live. Is there employment? Is there something to do? And that is a function of government. You understand? That is a function of government. The system of education, is there opportunity for free education?
I think now you just hit the nail on the head, because it's not about us being plenty. What are we doing with it? Like what Chuk said. What are we doing with the population?
You know my fear about this population problem. My fear is not because our population is increasing. My fear is who are increasing the population. If the rich people are increasing the population, I don't have a problem, because they will definitely take care of it. But
of course,
the poor people who can't even feed are the one increasing the population. I don't see any rich man, well-to-do, that will have more than 5 kids. It's very rare. Most times it's 3 and 4.
Well,
and these are people who have the money.
Not the late Abiola.
You have those of them who are polygamous family, but
such people not doing a disservice to the society. If you have the capacity to have 50 children, go well and do it. If Dangote has the capacity, and he has the capacity, to even start a community.
If he wants to.
I mean, is it not a disservice? Are you not being stingy?
You need to.
By not having
but you know, right now,
that you can cater for.
You see, if you get close to some of these people, you find I have uncles who are, and then friends who are really well-to-do. And then when you go into their family, you find out that he's the one responsible for the children of the gardener. He pays for the children of the cook. The driver comes with a story that my children, he has to deal with those. So, you see, these people also somehow are also making these little contributions. I know. You see them in a lot of
I know. But you
because
know,
once they have issues, they run to their grandma.
But something more than that needs to be done, you know, for us to find a headway. There's social re-engineering also is part of the answer to this. We live in an environment where adoption is still, you know, like an issue a lot of people don't even want to talk about. Like you rightly mentioned, Mr. Alex, in the midst of we are too many, some people don't even have. You understand? So the thing is, must everybody be a biological parent? Do you understand what I'm thinking?
I do.
There are people who have so many children that they cannot cater for. What happens to our adoption processes where, couples don't necessarily have to have children of their own, but they take from what is available and make their own.
But
it's
also the kind of society that we actually live in.
It's a cultural thing.
Is not, it has actually not
That's the social re-engineering I'm talking about. We need to change the way we think.
You know, one thing is, I used to say that we have a lot of people who went to school in Nigeria who are not learning, who are not educated.
They don't learn.
They went to school, but they are not really learning. But that's by the way. Ignorance is one. Illiteracy is two. Culture and tradition is another. Yeah. Because I remember when a certain governor was talking about the OSU system that, we are going to abolish. So I said, and the question I asked, I said, how do you want to do it? I said, the governor, the best way to abolish, you have a son. Get your son to marry one OSU, and that's the end. You sit down and say, we are going to deal with these issues, and then you are not putting yourself forward.
Yes,
but people always say proper solution, but you have to lead.
You have to show by example.
If we are saying that people should adopt, can we go by example?
Go by,
So because we need to lead by example and then encourage people to adopt. And then again, another thing is also we need to do real education and sensitization for the rural people. Because some of them come to tell you, if I use this contraceptive, I won't be able to get pregnant again.
That's where the real
They say that if you do this, this drug will damage my womb. So this is the problem. And I think in whatever the government called it that they want to do, and they voted millions and billions, I think we should get real. The problem in Nigeria is not that. I tell people the structures we have. People are talking restructure. Look, if we work genuinely with the structure we have,
ground,
we won't have
things
problems.
will work.
Because we have agencies. Tell me which problem in Nigeria that we don't have a particular
agency that
and we vote to it every year.
Exactly.
And we have corporate organizations also backing those movements. What do we do?
Chooks, you are right. Also, you'll be shocked. This issue of contraceptive, you'll be shocked that people you think should know don't even know.
That's what I'm saying.
There is some people know, but will not.
They will never try it.
No. Yes. I could remember.
I mean, we can see from the number of celebrities who have baby mamas, who have babies here because they're not using protection.
Because once you have a kid and you're going for your postnatal, they get to give you contraceptive. So you have a choice to either use it or don't, because you're being taught on how to use it. So a lot of people just probably take it and just keep it at home and just say, okay, what's the need of doing all this? And well, like what the minister is saying, is actually calling for is advocating for the states, various states, to come out with the population policy.
Okay.
So let's get to see how that one would work.
Let's see. Maybe we have to adopt, is it China's model?
Where you
have
to enact a law.
Yeah, not more than one child. If you want a second one, you apply. Okay, let's see how that goes in Nigeria. But really, the way we are, we are populating the earth on this side of the Sahara is scary for me, because there are no jobs on ground. There's nothing to contain the, so.
Do you know, we've looked at it, population increase, but also look at the number of Nigerians living outside. You know the population of Nigerians who live outside Nigeria. That's why I tell people you see this country, no matter what happens, we must not fight again. We must not go to war. If anything happens in Nigeria any moment, the whole of West Coast, there will be serious crisis. Because those countries are small. We have our people already living there, from Togo to Benin Republic.
So what will happen is you see a lot of we'll take over their countries.
That's it, and then the whole economy will crop. Our population
I will run to Accra in Ghana. We will take over. But we don't pray for that in Nigeria, but we need to start doing the needful for us not to get there. All right, we're moving to our next topic, which is online sales of PVCs. Meanwhile, let's see if we have anybody reacting to this population issue. This one says, let the government deal with poverty first, because if you check, the poorest are the ones with numerous children. All right, I think Chooks mentioned that as well. People are still reacting to the police story. We have to move on. Online sales of PVCs. Over the weekend, Nigerians on social media raised alarm after permanent voters' cards, PVCs, branded with the Nigerian color and logo, was listed for sale on Chinese online store Alibaba.com. In a quick reaction to counter the allegations, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on Sunday said it received reports of attempts to clone the PVCs and sell them online ahead of the 2019 general elections. The commission also said the clone and sale of the cards were anticipated, and measures have been taken to preserve and further secure electoral materials. Meanwhile, Nigeria's former vice president and presidential aspirant Atiku Abubakar has written an open letter to Alibaba.com, and the letter is tagged a matter of national security and electoral integrity involving Alibaba.com. In the letter, Atiku lamented what he called a security breach, and he appealed to the owners of the platform to take an action. First of all, I went online and I checked, and it is indeed our voter's card, you know, but without pictures. There's that space where you can, you know, like emboss your own passport photograph. First of all, this is the first time I will hear that any country's voters, whatever, is put on sale
online.
Online. I've never heard it before. Maybe somebody has heard it.
Well, things happen. It's always the first time.
Wow.
But it's so unfortunate. But for me, I am looking at it. If the PVC that we know, and we are made to understand that this is how it functions, you understand, your biometrics, I mean, it's personalized. You know, I think for me, it's an exercise in futility. For anybody to try to want to sell
or even buy
PVC or buy. You buying it, I think it's out of stupidity, because from, like I said, from my understanding of how PVC functions, you know, it's personalized. If you take, maybe you can't fake it. You cannot fake it from what we understand.
Your thumbprints and everything is on.
Exactly. I try to follow up. I think both websites have been shut down and all of that. And so for me, really, it's an exercise in futility. But it is important we begin to interrogate. And I suspect the security agencies must have been doing their job now, because we must know the intent of, you know, the owners of such websites. And I think that is more worrisome to me than whether it will succeed. I don't believe it will have succeeded in any way.
Well, that particular website is actually a very, very popular one. A lot of people get stuff from China. So it's something in which they bring in a lot of things into the country. And, well, that's an aside. Chooks, don't you get to see desperation for 2019 playing out with this?
The signs has always been there now. We've seen the signs that 2019 was going to be a tough one for us. But like my colleague here said, I don't understand why anybody wants to go and clone PVC. And knowing fully well, we all vote. So the process is, you have a polling unit.
Yes.
And in that polling unit, it has the names and, you know, data of
Of course.
everybody who are
And in that
supposed to
unit,
vote.
they know themselves.
So I don't know. But, you know, you now opened another side to it. What's the intent?
Exactly. That is the...
It could be to discredit INEC.
Exactly.
It could be just that. They don't, because they know it's easy, but it could be to say that these guys are not serious. And then create some problem ahead of the election. But I think it's left for the security agencies to follow up. It's also left for INEC to buckle up.
Yeah.
But you know my fears. Well, last year, was it last year or early this year, there was an election where a court ruled against the use of, what do you call it, the machine.
The machine.
Card reader.
If you remember, there was a judgment that they were saying, oh, it's not, and that is where we have a problem. We had issues with card reader before.
Card reader.
What we should have done is to go back to it and correct some of those, not throwing it away. Because card reader, you bring your card, then you put your thumb. And they even authenticate that card if it's
very
original.
true.
So
because that card reader is like a check
it's
for
a check
the
for the card
to make sure it's authentic.
Even for the holder of the card.
Because
you need to also put your thumb
Yeah.
to say, oh, it's the same person who is this.
So if we have a situation like we had in the last elections, where in some areas, most areas,
the card readers
did not work. What you have to do is like physically present your voter's card.
That's the point. The point I'm making is that why didn't those card readers work? Should be our work in the last 4 years.
Network.
Whatever that it is, we have 4 years before the next election. We should think of how do we because places where it worked well.
Yeah.
So where it didn't work, why? Well, the batteries are bad. We didn't charge it. Then get them 10 batteries. So that everyone will change another. We need to find what the problem is than to say, oh, no, use of card reader. Because that is where you are creating opportunity for people to now say, oh, because it didn't work, you cannot do manual accreditation.
I think INEC and even the National Assembly done something about that because they've made it clear that there will be no issue of filling of incident form again.
Okay.
Whereby majority of the people cannot use the card reader that day. The election will be moved to the next day. You understand until they get it right. And INEC they seem to have perfected that card reader thing well according to them. And thank God we still have some elections before the general election.
We still have Ekiti and Osun.
Ekiti, Osun, and maybe some by-elections. Some legislator who passed on. So they have that opportunity to still test it, but they've given the assurance that they've perfected the system and there will be no opportunity for filling of incident form because that's where corruption comes in, that's where rigging comes in. Because in some polling unit you find out that over 80% of people fill the incident form. And I think with the state we are in now, that is not going to happen.
Well, I'm happy that people are concerned about this. Even Atiku, had to write Alibaba.
Well, it's a stakeholder.
They have to.
And not only
they have to respond.
Patients actually give thumbs up to the guy that actually found this thing
online and then
because without that,
reported it.
Everyone would have probably kept quiet.
Very seriously, Alibaba, I think they should. And
they need to
believe
respond
the
to
police
this.
Is doing the DSS and all of that because it's a serious issue.
They need to respond to this. Yeah, because we're talking about an election of a country, of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is not a small matter. All right, let's look at how our viewers are feeling at the moment. All right, this one says, a joyful birthday to you, Alero. Wish you all twice what you wish yourself. About the population explosion in Nigeria, a lot of people don't consider the challenges they face before reproducing. Two very good examples are a man with more than 2 wives and a man and a lady in a futile relationship. Before it gets out of hand, people should be educated about family planning and financial situations before adding to the population. Or even better, people should be stopped from having more than 3 children, regardless of position. Our friend Joseph from Benin is back again, and he says the more increase in population in this country, the more poverty and insecurity will increase because our government is not helping matters at all. All right, this one says we don't need to beat about the bush. Okay, I cannot read this message. All right. My name is Lawrence. Okay, I cannot read this one. All right, people are saying things I can't read on
Let me just add on this population thing. There is no one size fits all solution. Take for instance, my people, the Shekiri people. In fact, as we speak, just a couple of days ago, we are trying to bring out a policy, for procreation.
Can you imagine?
Because we are one of the smallest ethnic groups.
And they are actually scared that we might probably go into extinction.
So it's a deliberate policy now that, look, go ye into the world and procreate.
Do you have economy to back that?
No, we have. Czechia people, one of the richest ethnic groups.
What do you have?
We have everything. We have the river.
You have the river. What outside the river?
Wait. Agriculture. We have human resources. We have okay, oil is the mainstay of Nigeria, and we produce the majority.
Mr. Alex, if you have all these things, what are you doing in Lagos?
You will
go home.
Why am I concerned?
Alero, what are you doing? Oh, okay. What are you doing in Lagos?
What is Alero doing?
When he enters, I will go.
She will follow me.
Oh my goodness.
So you can see.
I get what you mean, you know.
It's a deliberate.
Why some people are looking at cutting down, some people are looking at
boosting.
All right, last words from you, Chooks.
Okay, finally for me, I think I will dwell more on the police issue because it's really scary. There's a lot of people that we are
security
still here.
issue.
Last time it was the military, now it's police. I don't know. We don't really understand. And also to drop something that Alero tried to raise before, which we didn't really talk about, the issue of state police or no state police. I've told people, look, it's when government want to be lazy, they begin to talk state police. How many state police do you have in Lagos? Find a way to use the police. Lagos is using police properly without having state police, and we don't have
collaboration.
Exactly.
You have to find a way to collaborate. Just like,
exactly.
do they need state police to protect the government house and their private homes? So that's
we don't need them to escort our madams to the market and hair salon.
Exactly.
Yes, so because already the police force is under what's that word? Short-staffed, as it were.
Yeah.
You know, according to a UN specification, it should be one policeman to
one citizen.
Is it 300? No, not 100, about 300 or so. Now we have like one policeman to about 800 or 1,000 Nigerians, which is, you know, so. And this is happening.
And it's now 10 policemen rather, to one
police station.
No.
All right, we have to go. Our time is up.